Hey, this is Danielle. Welcome to the free video. So I'm going to be talking about space today, and I do first want to note that today in the market we saw quite a bit of a slide in these COVID tickers, okay? And these have been the high momentum stocks. They're the ones that I love to trade oh so much. And we did see quite a bit of a slide in these today, which was really interesting because most of them started up positive on the day and then boom, they just flipped around. So, I just want to first note that I don't know at this point if this is just a one-day move and then tomorrow, everybody's going to be back in these names, or if this is a much bigger sector rotation going on. So as of right now, I'm still watching these tickers. I took profits on Chewy today, mRNA, a couple other ones that I had on Apple. CRWD was earlier in this week. But anyway, so most of these have already made their moves. But there is one that I think still has room to run. So I'm looking at Space, Virgin Galactic Holdings, and you can see this previous move that it had. This was a massive momentum move plus a short squeeze, and that happened prior to the earnings report. I was watching for another one again this quarter, and I thought, well, maybe it'll get going. It's not going to be exactly the same as it was before, just because at this time it was at the all-time high, which is when the short squeeze is the best. But we still might be able to get a decent move out of it. So, what do I look for? Well, there's a couple different things. It held the low really well in March. You can see that it's held the 200 simple really well. It's been consolidating since all the way back in May. And it's had positive volume with this earnings report. And additionally, if you zoom in a little bit better here, you can see that the trend has shifted. You have your price now above your moving averages. You have a little bit of stacked moving averages here. You have your volume dots on the candles. Now, admittedly, I'm definitely late to this, okay? The best time to get in this would have been right around here when it was shifting, when it was right around 1650 or so. So up at 18, and I was picking up some today up at 19. Definitely late, okay? Not going to deny that. But, with the market as extended as it is, with pretty much everything to the point where, they've just made multiple target after target, there's not too many long trades right now that you can be buying up at the highs, and Space is one of these that I think, especially on a pullback to here or here, I think we could get a nice move into this earnings report in August. And if it did happen to break above here, here, or here, this is where I know there's got to be just a ton of short sellers with their stops. And if this momentum move on this high volume can break higher going into that report, we could really see some potential higher prices. So as of right now, my target, it's not going to be perfect just because of the way that this pattern is. These more recent IPOs just don't really have great patterns. But at the very least, I would like to see a move up into about 22. If we did break this, then I would look for 25 and even 30. So it just all depends on how this thing is going to play out. So how would I do it? Well, we have earnings on August 3rd, and I did go ahead and start a position here today. As you can see, is a little bit down, but I'm going to keep adding to this position, especially after the move to the downside today. So when I first started adding these were Delta 70s, so I do like to start right around this point right here. So typically these are going to be about, it's about right. So they have a bit of a wide spread here between 315 and 370. So you could probably pick those up for about 345 or so at the 16 strike. The other ones that I got were Delta 40 at the time, I believe. And so I do like to pick up some of the ones that are out of the money too. Because if you get a little bit of if you do get that short squeeze, the ones that are out of the money are typically going to be the ones that explode in price just a little bit more. So, I mean, the difference here is when it goes down, right? Pay 330, it goes down to 212 or so. On this one, you paid 410, goes down to about 239. This is a very normal move for something that I like to trade, especially on a very volatile ticker that is known to move 5, 6, 7% in a day. Earlier today, it was up 6%. So whenever I'm trading something like this, number one, I typically don't have a stop because you really can't. If it's up 6%, it's down 6%. You really have to have not a percentage-based stop, but you have to have a stop on the chart. And because this one was kind of taken off today, I was a little bit, up here where I normally would get in a little bit down here. So I do have my stop down here below the 50-period simple. That would definitely equate to more than a 50% stop, and that is why I said on this trade, no stop. I'm starting my position here, and I'm going to add more as it goes lower. So I started a little bit. I will add more. Would like to add around, 17, 16. That would be fantastic. And my idea for this trade is that I will hold it going into the report, and ideally just have price and IV expansion going into that time frame. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.